Welcome everyone to another edition of Football Fan Zone. And due to popular demand, guess who's back? Pizzle himself. Pizzle, how you
Yeah,
doing, man?
yeah, I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, nice to have you back. The last time we were here, it was really
Thanks so
nice.
much. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it was nice. We talked about the upcoming Women's World Cup and Super Falcons, and we touched on some of the players, which was a really nice discussion. Guys, if you missed that, it's on YouTube. Go to our Football Fan Zone. You can always catch up on that. But today, Pizu is joining us to talk about the just concluded under 17 Afcon, the African Championship for the age grade competition for the under 17, the Golden Eaglets, the Golden
That's correct.
Eaglets,
Good
yeah,
English,
like
yes.
as they are famously called. And of course, if you follow that competition, you saw that they crashed out early, disappointing tournament for us. Due to our high standards, we always expect much more than that. As a matter of fact, we failed to qualify for the World Cup, the 17 World Cup, second time in a row. So, Paris, I'm sure you have a lot to say. You have a lot to get off your chest. What happened? Where did it go wrong?
Yeah, thanks again for having me. So I think the Golden Eaglets, luckily, I was able to catch all their games. And from my observation, I just think there are so many factors that went wrong. I think the coach will have some of the blame. And also, I think some of the players. So let me start with the coach. I think the coach, Ndika Ogbade, is a good coach, at least right from he has worked he has some media appearances in Nigeria. He always comes on to talk on radio sports shows. So that was when I first heard of him, and I think he was working with the MFM football team in the
Yeah,
Nigerian league. So he had a bit of experience in working with young players, and and this is popular demand. He was highly recommended for the job, and he actually got the job.
yeah,
So before the tournament, the qualifiers, because the way CAF did the qualifiers this time was they broke it down into, like, can I call it, like, zones? So they call it the West African zone, the North African zone. So Nigeria was in the West African zone B, where we played Ghana, Mali, and we actually won that tournament. And the team, right from there, you could see that this was a very young, exciting team playing good football, and so that really raised the hopes high for many Nigerians coming into this tournament. And of course, Nigeria winning five under 17 World Cups. So Nigeria was always the team that people were like, "Whoa, these are the pre-tournament favorites." And then from the first game I saw, you could see that, oh, this team, they can play beautiful football. But I think some of the things the team lack, which I'll blame the coaches. The team did not have a recognizable goal scorer, like a number nine that we could really depend on to bang in the goals. There was no the strikers, they were not clinical enough. You will see throughout the tournament, if you check our statistics, you see 40 goal attempts, 40 something goal attempts, but just one goal, two goals. So the finishing rate was so poor. And another thing I also like to blame the coach for is the team is a young team, so you expect that there's this youthful exuberance. They know that, oh, they have the confidence that, oh, they're a good team, they can attack. So they're always in a haste, trying to attack, not calming down a bit, taking their time, just trying to pick up the opponents and trying to work on their weaknesses. It was always attack, 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 and not coming down. So there was this rush, and I didn't see the coach work on it throughout the tournament, from the group phase right down to the knockout stage. So that's another thing. And then I think this team is quite young. I think this is one of the youngest under 17 teams, I
yeah.
would say.
I was going to get to that. Oh no, we can't tell age by facial
Yeah,
features or how you
yeah,
look. Most of the time, you might be wrong. But give from past experience, we know how a lot of our under 17 players look, and there has been the debate, or are they really understand? Are they
yeah,
really
yes.
17, or are
So
they really that
you
age?
know that,
But this group of boys is a lot of school boys, a lot of.
yeah,
I think there was like a couple secondary school boys that just
yeah, yeah.
came from high school
So
straight
yeah,
into the team. you could see that this was a truly young team.
Young
Right?
team, yeah.
Yeah, this is the
Very
youngest I've seen. This is the youngest I've
yes,
seen.
I've seen.
Yeah, in Nigeria under
Absolutely,
17.
absolutely. And
Yeah,
the CAF also implemented the use of the MRI scanning,
right.
which was
But the
also
MRI
really,
has been for a while. They always find their
yeah,
way around it.
yeah.
But
Well,
now I feel like now with social media, it's harder to you. Of course, you can always lie about your age, but I think now it's a little harder to lie about your age because records and
the
things are getting
technology, yes, and
exactly.
all that came to play. Because if you notice South Sudan was actually disqualified from the tournament. Five of
Yeah.
their players failed the MRI scan. And I think FIFA said that threshold. So once five players failed the MRI scan, they had to be disqualified. So yeah, the tournament was a really youthful tournaments, unlike previous tournaments where you obviously say, this one's daddies.
So that
Understand?
brings me to my next question, Pizu. So I've heard a lot of school of thoughts. A lot of people talk about age grade competition is not necessarily about winning. Do you
Yes.
agree with that?
I agree with that. Absolutely, I agree with that. It's not about winning. It's a developmental, tournament. Where people, even scouts from top teams in Europe, can come and look at players. And then even the national team can also from there pick out potential players that could step up to the plate and join the senior team. So it's not always about winning, but when you go into a tournament, you can tell yourself as much as you like that it's not always about winning, but it's always disappointing not to win. And I think the coach has been let go. Doesn't count, but that's another discussion that people are having. Should they have been let go, or
Mm-hmm.
should they have been given more time? So it's
Well,
50-50.
well, the way I see it, so I think I also belong to that school of thoughts that age grade competition is not about winning. Of course, you have to bring that winning culture right from youth, right from the grassroots, but
Yeah,
ultimately is about the basics of the game, is about understanding the fundamental principles that will carry you on later on in your career. And like you
absolutely.
said, we've won five, right? Five under 17 championships. Have we really reaped the rewards of winning five? Because an under 17 uh, tournament or an under 17 group should, eventually make it into the Super Eagles, like a big crop of them. And most of the time, we have not seen that happen. In terms of
Yeah,
longevity in the players, we can go
yeah.
all and all. Remember the famous Chrysanthos. Today we don't even know where he is, right?
Nowhere to be
But
found, man. The old
exactly, and
one.
we remember the likes of Tony Cruz, the year. Today they are household names in football. They didn't win that.
Absolutely.
I don't think they won that tournament, but they
No,
were in
they
that
did.
tournament.
Yeah, the gear came. They finished runners up to Nigeria. Actually,
Exactly.
they finished runners
And
up to Nigeria, Spain. Yeah,
so it might not be about winning. So this might be a blessing in disguise because I saw some of those boys and they can play. Of
yeah,
course, it's raw talent. They have a lot of edges that if they get a good coach, that needs to be fine-tuned.
yeah, yeah.
In terms of progressing to the next phase, do you see some players there that have a future in the Super Eagles?
Absolutely, absolutely. I do. I'll pick out maybe 4 or 5 players. Very good team. Absolutely. It's kind of unfair to the other players that I won't even call because I think they are a good team. But the left back, Emmanuel Michael, comes to mind. Very good player. He's shown. He even had kind of like a disappointing tournament because in the Waffle qualifiers, he did very well. Direct free kicks. He has a very sweet left foot, you know. Good player. The right back to Yahaya Ali or something like I've forgotten his other name. Also a very good player as well. And then there is the attack line. There is Light AK. You can see that
Mhm.
this from his face. He has this very
Yeah,
baby
yeah.
young,
It looks like it was
young
just from
yeah,
secondary
raw,
school. Was not.
yeah,
Yeah.
very raw talent. He has an eye for goal as well. Very, very good player. Who else am I missing? There's a very tall guy in midfield, Hope
Is it
Linus as well.
Linus?
Yeah, Hope Linus, yeah, good player as well. Good player as well. So yeah, the sky is the limit for those guys. I really wish them all the best. Going through social media and all, a lot of Nigerians are disappointed.
Yeah.
There's a school of thought that the under 17 tournament, not even qualifying for the World Cup, will be detrimental to their careers.
Yeah.
I hope not
I
because
was I was going to get to that because we don't have a proper system in place to discover talent, to build them up. So most of our talents rely on the World Cup to
Great.
showcase their skills, right? There's
Yes.
no
Yeah.
the league is not nothing to write home about. Nobody watches the league. We can
Yeah.
talk about the Ian Acho being discovered from the age group competition. Of course, Osime. The list goes on and on. Uh, Hardly will you see. Of course, now there are some players that are making it through to Europe without playing, but a good crop of them they rely on these competitions, and
Absolutely, they do.
yeah, it's going to be really sad. So, what do you think can be done when things like this happen, or do we always absolutely have to be in those competitions?
Well, I don't know how to answer. It's a tough one, but because I'm tempted to say we have to, so it's a must that we have to be
Right.
in those tournaments. It's almost a must, but since we're not there, we have to find another way for those guys. I'm just hoping. I think something that the NFF can do is just to ensure that they keep those guys kind of together. So after this current under 20, have kind of like stepped up. They can fit into their shoes. Fine, they didn't go far, they didn't do well, or they didn't go as far in this under 17 tournament, but at least keep a core of the squad together, progress them into the under 20 as well. Let it not be like, oh, it's just like we're starting afresh again. Those
Right.
guys can, yeah. So those guys can still step up and and find their way into the under 20. So it's not that far. I think it's 2 years time.
Yeah.
They should be moved up. So it's not all doom and gloom for me. So I just hope the NFL just does the right thing and then their careers can still be on track again.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's something about life. Yeah.
And let's talk about the real giants of Africa, the winners of that tournament. So,
And
man, just talk to us about Senegal, the one
um,
under 17. I mean, just
as
talk.
in last, so I watched the final last night and I was just like, wow. Immediately after the game, I even put on my status. I'm just so jealous of Senegal right now. Under 17, under 20, the home-based champions, beach soccer
And
champions.
mhm.
They're just Africa right now is at their feet. And I'm just so envious of them. There's something there. I don't know. Like
Where
their
did they
talent.
get it? Where did they get it right?
I
Where
don't
did
know.
they get?
People have
Is
been
it
some people. Sorry, I wanted to say like people have been trying to discuss like what's the like what's the ingredient for their success. People have just been, some people have been school of thought that well sometimes this thing is just like life is in phases, that this is probably just their time, like they are not there's nothing really special that they're doing. Their talents are just it's like their talent factory just producing the right talents right now. Some people have the opinion that it's the administration of their football. There's the argument of don't give your football to politicians to run. Appoint technocrats, people that know about the game. Most of the time they can be past former players, that have seen it or have done it all. Allow those guys run the game, give them a free hand. Don't involve politics and corruption in those. So that's another factor. But wow, I just think Senegal is their time now. Decent talent, man. I was just looking at their as in them. There's this guy, number 10, Amara Diouf. Solid, fantastic, skillful player, man. Great. It's like he's going to be the next Sadio Mane. I no doubt, no doubt about it. The guy is clinical, pace. The Senegalese. As in, I'm just in awe of them. Like and they are one thing about them, very strong, solid. They are very aggressive gameplay. That they fear no foe at all. Going into all the games, attacking with just the attacking mindset. Brilliant team. I'm happy for Senegal. And the thing is, Senegal, if you notice, this is their first under 17 Afcon. Their current African champions. This is also their first
yeah,
uh, African champ. So it's probably their time. They've always come close in the past.
yeah,
I remember
yeah,
that 2002 team.
yeah.
Elijah Diouf, Papa, those guys. The 2000. I remember the 2002 Afcon. I
Mhm.
remember when I was still kind of very young that time, but I remember them giving Nigeria a real run for their money. So,
Right.
and they didn't still win the Afcon that time because
Yeah.
that was like their golden
That was a
generation.
golden. Yeah, that was a golden generation.
So it's just
It took a while. Yeah.
it's probably just that time now. So happy for them. So happy for them. For the people of Senegal as well. The sky is just their limit as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and also they're flying they're flying our flag for Africa and the
Yes. In the under 17, the countries flying our flag will be Senegal. Another quick shout out to Morocco as well that came second in that tournament. So another very decent team defeated us in the group stages
yeah
of this under 17 AFCON. solid defensively as well. So quick shout out to them as well. Third place team, Burkina Faso defeated us. You know, another
Yeah.
t- uh, another team, that's also going to be represent. So I wish them well. And then the final team, Mali. So good. So yeah, good. So West Africa is doing well. Dominating this. I wish all of them well. I'll be rooting for them as my dear Nigeria will not be there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So, actually, the under 20 World Cup starts today, and of course,
absolutely.
Nigeria will be at that one. What are our chances? Well, in a dicey group, we have
Yeah.
Brazil, Italy. Do you think we're able to make it out of that group?
So just because of that, I was looking at the turn the so how to qualify from the group, like the criteria for qualification,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just happy to see that there's a spot for the third best placed team. I'm like, bad as it bad, if you don't finish top two, you can always at least rely on the third place team. So in our group, we have the Brazil solid team in this particular age group tournament.
Yeah,
We have Italy as well. I'm also guessing that they're going to be formidable as well. And we have Dominican Republic. And the thing about it is that our first game is against Dominican Republic tomorrow.
yeah.
Exactly, I think around this time tomorrow. So we just need to ensure that we give
How
those
to win
guys
that
a good
game?
spanking. 3-0, 4-0, just give us ourselves a good base to work on. So by the time we go there, we know at least if we can sneak a draw in either Brazil or Italy, that would do it. Because going into this tournament as well, the under 20 Afcon also took place before the under 17, and then I didn't actually watch some of the games, but from the reviews and everything, people were not so impressed as well. But well, we can only hope that they improve going into this tournament. We actually came third. We finished third in the tournament.
Yeah.
We considered 2 goals to the eventual winners and runners up. That's Senegal and Gambia. So well, we just hope that the team steps up his game, and then they've played some kind of like warm up games with Colombia, who is also in this tournament. The game finished 3-3. So we just wish them all the best. We can only hope. So many Nigerians are not with the current state of Nigerian football right now. The optimism is not so high. If you're just going through the comments of Nigerians are just like, you guys just finished third in the group, qualify for the round of 16 and come back home. I just hope that these guys will prove a lot of Nigerians wrong. And then, well, we have some decent players in the team. I was looking at the team, and then there's an AC Milan midfielder who plays in the AC Milan under 19 team. There's a
Oh
Victor
wow.
Elitu. Yeah, they say he's a decent midfielder as well. So someone to look out for. And there's some solid defenders. There's Abel Oguche and Solomon Agbalaka. So there's some decent players there. We just hope that they step up, and then we see how far we go. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we go past the round of 16.
Yeah, for sure. We'll be rooting for them on this show for sure. Unfortunately, we
Absolutely.
don't have enough time. And as much as we want to keep going, we always have to keep it short as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is something we'll always do. We always have this section. Maybe we'll have to discuss the cadence of how we'll be doing this every week or every 2 weeks. But yeah, it's always
Yeah.
nice to have you. Any closing remarks from you?
Closing remarks. I'll just say, well, I'm looking forward to this under 20 tournament. Looking forward to it as well. It's Argentina is hosting, and then they have won it 6 times, the highest number of wins for any nation in this particular age grade. So looking, something surprising is they actually didn't qualify for this tournament. The tournament was actually supposed to be hosted by Indonesia, but because of politics and some other things, it was taken away from them and brought to Argentina. And
Oh wow.
Argentina is obviously now hosting it, and they are coached by the Liverpool. Can I call him a Liverpool legend? Javier Mascherano. So that's something. And then, if I can quickly squeeze in a few stats that I was reading off the FIFA website on this tournament, England and Italy. So each of the teams have 21 players in their squad.
Mm-hmm.
England and Italy, 20 of their 21 players are home based. They
Oh
play in
wow.
their countries. And then there's another number, 16. The youngest players in this tournament, 16 years old. There's an Ecuadorian guy. I've forgotten his name now. I think he has been signed or he's about to be signed by Chelsea.
Oh,
One of the youngest.
Kennedy. I think it's
No,
Kennedy.
is it
Is it?
Kennedy?
I think it's Kennedy something. I might be wrong. Yeah, I know who
Yes.
you're talking about though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're 16 years old, and there's a Nigerian as well, also
yeah.
16 years old. And then, can I squeeze in this one? Let me just squeeze it in. Um, Where is it? Where is it? Okay, there's also a Brazilian, Andre Santos too,
Oh
who
yeah,
has
that's
also
a
been
Chelsea
signed
boy.
by Chelsea. Yeah, a
Yeah.
Chelsea player as well.
Mm.
And is that it? Yeah, and then one more thing, the this tournament has gone on to produce World Cup winners. So in terms of like the number of winners in each World Cup winning squad, the current World Cup holders, Argentina, have
Yeah.
13 of their current squad players who graduated from the under 20
Yeah,
tournament.
that's
So
showing the importance of this. Especially
absolutely,
Argentina take it very serious. They take the under
uh,
20 very serious. Like
absolutely,
from Messi, I think Aguero, all those guys.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
So something Nigeria can look to emulate. Thank you
yeah,
so much.
yeah. It's always good to have you, man. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Thanks, man.